Hi, everybody. It's Helen McConnell here from helenmcconnell.com. And welcome to our weekly tapping courage card video. So every week we get together and I tap with you about one courage card so that over the course of 52 weeks, we're going to get to every courage card. So you have something to tap along with. And so you can just search the database for the card you have drawn that day and you can tap out of order. It doesn't matter. First, I'm going to read you the card. Then I'm going to give you a little insight what I think the card means and what it means to me. Then we're going to do some tapping. We'll do it as quickly as possible. This card says begin within. I don't know if you can see that. It is, looks like pomegranate seeds in a pomegranate. Begin within. This is what it says. The world urges you to chase external goals, but real fulfillment starts inside. Before rushing into action, pause and turn inward. Get to know yourself first. Notice the emotions, beliefs, and thoughts quietly shaping your experience. Meet your own needs before tending to others. From that place of clarity, take action with purpose. Action with purpose, which is kind of what this whole card is about beginning within, so that we can take action with consciousness, with clarity, and with purpose rather than just as a reaction. Okay, I hope that starts to make sense. So when I read this card and when I read this card, I think of a big part of my personal history was about just doing stuff without thinking, out of habit almost. Anything to avoid feeling. Didn't matter if it felt good or bad. I was going to turn away from most experiences in my life, just turn away. Kind of this is not what I would do, not physically, but internally it was like, okay. So I don't know if you can relate to that, but ooh, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want other people to be uncomfortable. And when we start talking about this, I'm going to encourage you to practice these things so that you can begin to feel familiar, if not comfortable. And being uncomfortable is not a bad thing. It usually means you're growing, or your soul or your body or your mind or something's trying to tell you maybe you're on the wrong track, but that's not necessarily what a bad feeling means. It might mean you are on the right track, trying to be on a different track, and that's where you're out of alignment. So just notice that feeling bad, it's a heads up kind of thing. Right? And it doesn't mean that by doing these things, by tapping on these things, by becoming aware of these things, becoming conscious, doesn't mean you're going to be out of discomfort. Because if we want to grow in our lives, and I don't know about you, but I want to continue to grow until I die, I'm going to be uncomfortable a lot of the time, if not most of the time. But again, I can learn to be familiar with the discomfort so that I don't have to avoid doing things or saying things or being in integrity. So it is totally possible to be in integrity, to be uncomfortable, and to be on the right track. So you want to start noticing what the signals that the energy in your body are giving you, what they mean for you, not for anybody else. All right. So let's start by feeling in. Take a deep breath. Notice any discomfort that you might be able to sense currently in your body. And that's just energy, okay? It's not what we think it is. Doesn't mean we're bad or angry or just because we might be feeling the energy of shame doesn't mean we have something we have to be ashamed of. All right. Just really keep that in mind. And that's true for any other emotion. Just because I have the energy of anger or fear doesn't mean that I'm a fearful person or I'm an angry person, or it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just energy. And most of it is trained energy. Like we learned this when we were really young. The first way we reacted to it when we were 4 years old is the way we still react to it now. And here's the fastest way out of that is to tap on it. So take a deep breath and imagine yourself, imagine yourself going into a meeting with a lot of other people, And in that meeting, somebody starts speaking up and they're pissed about something and they're, and I want you to notice how that makes you feel when somebody gets angry at a meeting and they're speaking their mind. But so many people have learned that in order to speak one's mind, one has to get angry. And usually, if you think about that, if somebody's angry while they're speaking their mind, and this applies to you and everyone around you and people you know and don't know, if somebody's getting angry because they're speaking their mind, there's a good chance that they were never given the opportunity to honestly express themselves, that they felt like they had to fight to be right. Okay. This gets really complex. I don't mean to make it too complex. Just notice the discomfort. Where do you normally feel this discomfort in your body? Usually people can guess right away. They know, oh, yeah, when I get uncomfortable in any kind of social situation or around other people, I feel it right here, or I feel it right down here in my solar plexus or my gut, or I might feel it in my lower back or my ankle. I don't know, wherever you feel it. Just notice where the energy tends to sort of congregate in your body. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just information and awareness. Take a deep breath, notice the energy, and then start tapping. Okay, and you do it something like this. You can follow along with these videos or you can make up your own, but start tapping. Even if you don't use any words and you just think about where the discomfort is, this tapping is going to soothe your nervous system. It's going to regulate your nervous system and calm you down, oftentimes really quickly. Okay. And the way you can know that is you can start by going, I feel this sensation in my body and the intensity of it is an 8. And then you start tapping and you take some deep breaths. You're not really doing anything except tapping on this acupuncture meridian point on the side of your hand. Just take it in and out, tap and breathe. And all of a sudden you'll notice, wow, you can even just stop and go, what's the intensity of that now? It's at like a 5. That's pretty fast change, right? And you can do it a few more times until it goes to 0. You don't have to ever use any words, but I find words to be really helpful when I'm tapping with other people. So you go like this, even though I have this sensation in my body, you can say that, even though I have this sensation in my body, and I'm really uncomfortable about it. You're just going to keep repeating me. Say, I love and accept myself. And I'm choosing now to stop rejecting myself. I think you'll find at the root of a lot of these things is we have been rejecting ourselves in order to make other people happy. And the thing we really want is to own our own feelings and be okay with it and have somebody else not reject us too. Okay? So just think about that. You don't have to reject yourself anymore. So we're going to say it again. Even though I have this sensation in my body, it's so familiar and it's really uncomfortable. I don't like feeling this feeling. And I love and accept myself anyway. Okay, and then we go one more time on this spot. Say, even though I remember this feeling from as far back as 4 years old. Longer if you have been feeling it longer. Just say, and I'm willing to love and accept myself and to stop rejecting myself. Okay. And just take a nice deep breath. We're going to go to the top of the head and say, this familiar feeling on the eyebrow. It's really old. Side of the eye. I first felt it when I was probably 4 years old or whatever age you were. 4 years old, 2 years old. Most of us don't remember further back. Under the eye. And when I think about how that felt under the nose, I remember other family members being there with me, which is just a little indicator that this is a shared family feeling, energy that they've shared. On the chin. And I have been practicing this feeling for many, many years. Collarbone. And it seems like the only way I can get past it under the arm is to be aggressive. Top of the head, to just get angry on the eyebrow. But then I feel sort of hung over after that. Side of the eye. What am I supposed to do? Under the eye. And I give myself permission under the nose to stop rejecting myself. On the chin, from the past, collarbone, and from the current moment. Under the arm, I'm choosing to create a new awareness for myself. Top of the head, that allows me to live more freely. On the eyebrow, I'm all grown up now. Side of the eye, I don't have to act in ways that make certain people happy. Under the eye. And I'm noticing how often I've been doing that. Under the nose. And it's okay. On the chin, but I'd rather not keep doing that. Just kind of finish this round. Keep breathing deep breaths. All right, and you can put your hands together in front of your heart. Raise your hands up over your head. Look up to your hands. Really stretch them out really big and wide, and let some of that energy flow out of you, right? Don't hold on to it. And then just stop here for a minute. And the first thing I want you to do is notice that sensation that you measured in the beginning, and check in with it again, measure it again. 0 to 10. How intense is that feeling in your body right now? And there's a good chance that number has gone down or way down or disappeared altogether. Sometimes the feeling won't go down and it won't disappear. Sometimes it goes up, which is great because that's an indication that we've been hiding that feeling from ourselves. We never really stopped and took a look at it. We never sat with the feeling, and that's what we're doing now. All right, take a deep breath. And let's do one more quick round just to see if we can. We're not trying to get rid of anything, but just to loosen things up and see if they pass on their own. Okay. So usually when we do a second round, we go like this. We say, even though I still feel that feeling in my chest, I love and accept myself. And I choose to stop rejecting me. Okay. And then we're going to go, when we do a second round like this, we only usually do that setup phrase once. And then we go to the top of the head and say, this leftover feeling on the eyebrow, it's the energy in my body. Side of the eye. And it hasn't been moving through me. Under the eye. It's been staying with me. Under the nose, maybe for years. On the chin, because I haven't ever probably taken a gentle look at the energy. Collarbone. I haven't been willing to just sit with the feeling and breathe. Under the arm, but I'm willing to do it now. Top of the head, and I'm noticing what a big change it's making. All right, you can just stop there. Tapping doesn't have to be a super big deal. Just put your hands way up above your head and stretch out your arms again. Shake yourself around a little bit and allow that energy to leave if it wants to leave. Doesn't mean it's all done. Doesn't mean you're forcing it to leave or anything. Don't fake it, because you can't really. But this is how we practice getting to know ourselves, getting to know what's going on in our body, and to really admire what's going on in our body, to honor it rather than just going, I don't want to feel that. Okay. That is probably one of the most unhealthy things we can do. I don't want to feel that. Now, sometimes you need to wait until an appropriate time to go through this process, and that's fine. But the beautiful thing with tapping, you can do it without any words. You can do it in the middle of a business meeting. Nobody has to know you're doing it. You can have your hands like this under the table. You can do this. People won't notice what you're doing, I promise. People aren't looking at you as much as you think they are. Deep breaths, tapping, and just keep going back to it. And if you get stuck on something like it just will not move, or you can't get yourself to sit with it, find somebody to help you. It's always good to have somebody help you. I have a friend and we tap with each other all the time. So you don't have to do this alone. And this will make a huge difference in your life. So keep coming back on Thursdays to watch these videos. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll be in touch soon.